Welcome to Kentucky Football Nation. Well, let's talk about SEC Media Days. Okay, so Mark Stoops goes tomorrow. I'm talking to you on Wednesday. Mark Stoops will go tomorrow, Thursday, and we will see how he's treated in the media. But I had to get on here and talk to you about the way the SEC, I'll call them the legacy media, the SEC, good old boy network, is talking about other teams. And let's see if we get treated as fairly as they do. Now, look, I understand we're not in the running for a playoff spot, but now I'm going to quote Josh Pate here because I'm going to reference, I'm put 3 videos down in the comments. They're not even going in my description because it's not worth my time. You can go back and look at these 3 videos, and I'm going to quote some of what he said about Oklahoma, Auburn, and Tennessee. See if we get the same treatment as they get, because I don't know if we will. Now, do I expect tomorrow when Mark Stoops speaks, do I expect anyone to be disrespectful? No. I wouldn't think that somebody would just come out and take shots at Mark Stoops, even in the SEC media. Maybe Finebaum himself might say something because he's already said we're one of the worst 2 programs in the SEC, even though the numbers don't back that up and he can't prove it with anything. It's just his opinion. I get it. He's welcome to it. Everybody has an asshole and everybody has an opinion. But it will be interesting to see how we're treated. So let's talk about Josh. I'll use Josh Pate as an example. And look, Josh, I understand context. We're going to talk about this. He talked about you got to understand the context of what I'm saying. Yeah. Okay. So Tennessee, this is unbelievable. So he was talking about Tennessee and Josh Heupel, which I like Josh Heupel. But he said this might be a reset season for Tennessee due to being younger and the O-line is a rebuild. Now, I don't know what the hell a reset season. I guess it's a free season. It's a redo. So if they're bad, hey, it's a reset, right? I mean, they had a bad year. Okay, I didn't know you get one of those. Did we get maybe he'll give us a reset season from last year. Maybe Josh Pate will come on tomorrow and say, hey, that's a Mark Stoops 4-8. That's a reset season. Maybe we'll get a reset season. Yeah, right. And he also said they may have a step back year. So they get a reset season and a step back year. I hope we get a step back. I didn't know you could get that. Hell, a step back year in the SEC. Man, it must be good to be in the club, right? You just get excuses made for you. So look, I like Tennessee. He said they're building for 2026, 2027. Because they do have the number 1 quarterback for next year. They have the number 1 quarterback, high school prospect for next year. He's really good. And their players will be a year older next year. Hey, man, no kidding. Wow. You figured out that 12 months was time. I like that. You got it. So, yeah, if they have a bad year, it's not a big deal because they're building for next year, 2026, 2027. Okay, so you got to understand that. I didn't get that. I didn't know you got free. Evidently, there's other people that get free. Like I said before in these videos, if you watch my videos, guys, I'll quote George Carlin. It's a big effing club, and we ain't in it. And there's about half the SEC's not in it. That's why Lane Kiffin's taking shots at Hugh Freeze. Because Lane Kiffin doesn't get treated like Hugh Freeze does from the SEC media, paulfinebaumers. I'll call them the Finebaumers. Like I said, I'm quoting Josh Pate, but let me tell you something. It's like the new ABC, NBC, CBS, where they put all the news channels up and everybody says the exact same thing word for word. I'm just using Josh Pate. All the other podcasters for Finebaumers are saying the exact same thing. So they're just reciting the same thing. They must have some big meeting and say, okay, make sure you make an excuse for them and them. Okay. But anyway, let's get back to Tennessee. If they don't make the playoffs, don't be upset about it. So Tennessee fans, listen, if you don't make the playoffs, don't be upset about it, okay? Because you're building for 2026, 2027. So it's a step back year. It's a reset. So hell, I guess we shouldn't be upset about it. Guys, all you Kentucky fans, don't be upset about 4-8. See, that's your problem. You're not thinking right. See, it was a reset. It was a step back year. That's right. Let's see if we get that tomorrow. Yeah, I love this guy, man. This guy actually looked into the camera and said, context matters in college football. So you got to understand what he's saying. Context matters. Well, what the hell does that mean? Context matters. That means that some teams, you got to understand, are building for we're not a playoff team. All right, I admit that. But they get a reset season or a step back year because they're in the club. I mean, we're not building to go to playoffs, and they are. So they get a break. Okay. Well, this guy, look, if I'm a Tennessee fan, I'm worried about Oklahoma. You better root for Oklahoma, because if they fire him, for those of you Kentucky fans that don't know, Josh Heupel won a national championship at Oklahoma as a quarterback, and they're probably going to throw a lot of money at him. And I would, if Kentucky, I'd throw money at him if we got rid of Stoops. We wouldn't get him, but I would try. He's one of the best. Look, he's a great coach. I really like Josh Heupel. You're not going to outsmart that guy. They will surprise some people this year. As far as the step back and the redo, okay, that's fine, as long as we get that too. So let's see tomorrow. He talks about Auburn. Man, he loves him some Hugh Freeze. They must be buddies. They must be pals. They must golf together and read each other bedtime stories, because the shit. Auburn. Expectations for Auburn. What is a fair expectation, Josh Pate said? Competing for a playoff spot. Wow. Okay, that's fair. Well, yeah, no shit. You're at Auburn. That'd be like at Kentucky basketball. Well, what's a fair would be making the Sweet 16. No shit. That should be the lowest thing that you're going for. Now, this is what he quoted. I'm gonna read word for word what he said about Auburn. It's one thing if you had bad players, organization that was rotten, or a staff that didn't measure up, but that's not Auburn. That's not the reason they lost. They were building for year 3. Okay, so this is year 3, but see, that's not why they lost. Now, he never said why they lost. So they didn't lose because they had bad players. Okay, but then it had to be bad coaching, didn't it? If it wasn't bad players, what the hell was it? Well, we're going to go further. The organization wasn't rotten at Auburn, and the staff did measured up. So, okay, what the hell does that mean? So, what excuse are you giving us then, there, Josh? Huh? It's Auburn. I get it. Oh, they're in the Good Old Boy Network. They get a pass. Why don't you? I love it, man. Why don't you just come right out and say it, dude? I mean, don't sit there and try to walk around what you're trying to say. Just fucking shoot straight, will you? Jesus. And then he said, Hugh Freeze. Hugh Freeze's teams, and he was talking about one at Ole Miss too, perform admirably, but they just turn the ball over. That's why Hugh Freeze is not a good coach. It isn't his fault. It's not his fault. They play hard. They just turn the ball over. What the hell? I went, what? What did you just say, Josh? So, they turn the ball over. It's not Hugh Freeze's fault that he got fired from Ole Miss and he hadn't done shit, but it's okay. He's a great coach because he's in the Good Old Boy Network, right? Right. I understand what you're saying. See, I understand the context. Josh. Yeah. I got you, buddy. It ain't his fault. He's just rebuilding. He's just trying to. They turn the ball over. What the hell kind of stare is that to say? I just laughed my ass off. And what else did he say? Oh my God. They have recruited pretty good players, but it's a step off from Georgia and Texas. No shit. Really? So they're recruiting good players. It's not the coach. It's not the staff. They just are a little bit. They're just down here. They're not up there with you. No shit, dude. Seriously? That's the excuse you're going to give. Dang, man. You and Hugh Freeze must be partners. I can see why Lane Kiffin is sitting there talking about Hugh Freeze. Because, I mean, I hope look, I could be wrong about you. Maybe you'll give Mark Stoops a fair shake tomorrow, and maybe the SEC legacy media will give him a pass. Maybe it's just a reset season. Maybe we just turned the ball over too much. Our offensive line just played bad, right? Kentucky fans? It's not Mark Stoops' fault he lost. That's what you just said about Hugh Freeze. It ain't his fault. Seriously, you can get on there with a straight face and you got 400,000 followers. I can't believe you have 400. How the hell does this guy get 400,000 followers? Because it's the good old boys that are following him. What did he say about Oklahoma? Oklahoma. Well, they went from 6-7 to 10-3 back to 6-7. Well, what happened? Well, let's see what happened. What excuses will we make for Brent Venables? Well, this year they have a new offensive coordinator from Washington State, and it must work out. Yeah, no shit. Yeah, you're at Oklahoma. You're expected to go to the playoffs. Now, once again, we're not expected. I understand the context, but I just want to be treated fairly. Okay, Josh, or Paul, or whoever else, good old boys on the SEC podcast who always say that Mark Stoops sucks and our quarterback sucks, but they can't give me a reason why. Because he went to Incarnate Word. Okay, he did well against Incarnate Word, but I digress. What else did you say about him? He talked about how much their defense has improved. Okay, whenever who was there? Lincoln Riley was there. They only thought about offense. Their defense wasn't ranked good. He came in, he fixed their defense. He just hadn't fixed their offense yet. Well, no shit, really? You watch the same games we watched. I'd be damned. Yeah. So he's got to fix their offense, and then they'll be fine. I like that. I like it. Got to have an offense, special teams, coach, recruiting. Man, dude, I'm glad. I feel like my IQ friggin' went down about 10 points by listening to you. Dude, good God. And he must win in year 4. Yeah. Yeah, you think he's got to win in year 4? Yeah. Okay. So he gets that. Once again, as I've said before, we won't rehash the good old boy network. There's about 6 teams that can lose. Auburn, Florida, they can lose. Oklahoma. They're not one of the worst teams in the SEC. But if we lose, or if Vanderbilt starts to lose, or South Carolina, you guys got disrespected big time by these guys. I'm not going to go into that. You guys lose, since we're all not in the good old boy network, we can't lose. The only time we get to be in is when we're winning. If we have a losing season, we're one of the worst teams. If they have a losing season, they just turn the ball over. They just didn't recruit well. No shit, really. What else did I write down here? Oh, John Mateer is their quarterback. So not only did they take Washington State's offensive coordinator, they took their quarterback, and he must play well. No, really, for them to win, man, I am glad. And the context, I understand. I just don't understand the context. See, guys, you don't get it. You're not smart enough. You got to put everything in context and understand. Not every team is the same here. You understand? There's a good old boy now, a club. If you're in the club, you get treated a little different. You get a few more liberties, shall we say. Oh, and I also wrote down, I just wrote this down. Diego Pavia was dressed like the wedding singer. I just wrote that down. Did you guys, is he going to the prom? What the hell? And another thing, dude, them cheeks are getting a little chubby, dude. Are you just knocking back beers here, man? Dude, you got to get ready. You already said you're going to dominate the SEC. Good God, man. Dude, get on the treadmill. Maybe I'm wrong. Hell, maybe he plays better. There's people that play better, I'm not going to say he's overweight, but it's like, dude, your cheeks puffed up from a little bit from last year. Dude. Put the bruise down and, get out there and throw. Look, and I'm not going to root against Vanderbilt other than playing us. I hope they beat everybody they play, except for us. Because they're not in the network, they're not going to get treated fairly. As soon as Pavia leaves, if they go back to, it's not good enough for us to get 7 wins. I want you to understand, we got to get 8, 9, 10 wins. You got to, unless you're in the club, which we're not. If we get 9, 10 wins, see, we got to be in the club for a while. We were in there dancing with everybody, yeah. And then once we went 7 and 6, and once we were 4 and 8, they told us to leave. The bouncers came and got us, and we had to say goodbye. Maybe you'll be back. I don't know. Yeah. Meantime, damn, Hugh Freeze is in the club. Brent Venables. Damn, Josh Heupel, which Josh Heupel should be in the club dancing. Hell, if I was Josh Heupel, I'd be in there dancing. But no, guys, I say all that to say this. Will we be treated equally tomorrow? I had a Gunnar Stockton video I was going to put on tonight that I took down. I'll put on Gunnar Stockton in Georgia this weekend and preview them. But no, I just find it funny that just all kinds of just shit. I'm never even making shit up here. A reset season, a step back year. He lost because they played admirably, Hugh Freeze, but his teams just turned the ball over. Well, wow. I didn't know that. See, guys, you just got to understand the context. You got to think about this, okay? Come on. We're just not in the club, and we never have been, not in my lifetime, and probably won't be, because we're so good at basketball. I mean, we're the basketball school. Not only are we the best basketball program in the SEC, we're the best basketball program in the country. That's my thoughts. Before I get off here, I'm at 15 minutes. Wow. Diego Pavia, dude, don't dress like that, man. Come on, dude. I mean, look, I'm not Mr. GQ, but dude, don't do that to white people. You're setting white people back to like 1970. This is not Saturday Night Fever, dude. You're not on the dance floor, with a ball and everything, dancing around to the Bee Gees. Don't do that, dude. Just put a regular suit on, will you? Just chill. All right, guys. If you're not subscribed to the channel, hit that subscribe button. And then now Diego Pavi's going to whip her ass next year, and I'll be eating my words. Yeah, please subscribe to the channel. Coming up next is Gunner Stockton and a Georgia preview video. Then we'll go to Texas. Once again, if you're new to the channel, I have a short section and I have a basketball section. So check those out. Hey, guys, let's see what happens tomorrow with Mark Stoops. Let's see what the Fine Bombers say. I already know what Paul Finebaum's going to say. I mean, I get it. Look, I would hope we get a fair shake, but let's see if we do. If we don't, I'm going to come back over here and light somebody up. I mean, I don't want to light you up. Josh, man, look, Josh Pate, I have nothing against you. You're 50. He's 55 years old. He's a good-looking dude. Big, I know you're in the gym. I see that. Nice-looking guy. And hadn't done a video in Kentucky in 2025 that I see. Has not done a video on us since last year. So this will be his first time talking about Mark Stoops on his channel. I tried to go back and reference it. So I just want to make sure, that we're cool. All right. Listen, guys, videos coming up next. I will do a reaction video after the Stoops thing. So I'll put one out Friday. Tomorrow will be Gunner Stockton. Thanks for watching.